Mike, why is understanding the unique circumstances of the individual, in this case, the student, so important?
Sure. So I stole the idea. There's a great university president. His name is Freeman Herbowski, University of Maryland, Baltimore County, probably one of the great U.S. college presidents. And he said, if you're going to be a president, you need to ask one question: who are your students? And I think that's the question we never answer. We've got these monolithic institutions, and we're about sustaining those institutions, and we forget about who comes through our doors, or more importantly, who doesn't come through our doors, and why not. So we introduced about 76 students with Down syndrome on campus.
Wow.
We have a 3-day residential program. It's a 3-year program. That was the greatest fight I've ever had at my institution, because of the idea what college is for and really who it isn't for.
Yeah, so they're conflicted with who we let in and how we see those we let in.
Sure, because we're talking about what kinds of skills do we need. Higher education is the most incestuous hiring organization in the world. So go on a college campus. It's always fascinating to me. All the English faculty live together in one building, and then all the history faculty live in their own building. And so that perceptive comment about general education, how are we going to get a connected, interdisciplinary, dynamic program when the math faculty are over in that hall and the English faculty are over here? I've never understood that. And yet, I gave up that fight years ago. I had money to build a faculty building, and I said, we'll build it if you all just get together. And they didn't. So I built a computer science building.
What do you consider when hiring and recruiting new colleagues?
Sure.
And the fundamental changes that are required?
I want the person to deal with the student that's right in front of them. The one thing that drives me crazy in higher ed is when somebody says, yes, but our policy is. That's the most inane thing I've ever heard come out of, and I've said it, but there are policies. It doesn't matter whether it's a financial aid question, a registration question, or on the side of the student, right? Always. We tried this a particular program to accelerate degree completion. I thought this was a brilliant idea. And I organized this schedule and I put it together, and nobody took it. And we tried it and we tried it. And so finally, a very brand new advisor from the community came in and said, Mike, I hate to tell you this, but the last bus leaves campus at 5. And you've got the class starting at 5:20. Ooh. And I because I don't know who my students are. I didn't realize, because everybody's got a car, right? No. Yeah. So they couldn't even get on campus. So that's how poorly, I perform a lot of the time. Right here I am thinking, I've solved this without thinking who's actually going to take that program.
That's why this session is about interrupting the assumptions about who belongs where, doing what, and how. You see this coming together here, guys? All right. So, Mike, what are some of the behavioral habits that enable systems that suppress individuals?
So I think we forget about the student. I think we become focused on sustaining the operation of the institute. I'll give you an example. We have hungry students on campus. Probably 40% of our student population is hungry. We don't call that hunger anymore, though. Suddenly it's food insecurity. I don't know what the hell that means, but I can tell you what the effect of that is. Language breeds another hierarchy. And so that hierarchy is not interested actually in solving the root problem of hunger. It is now interested in sustaining its own operation.
Now, Mike, now that you've kind of painted the picture, what are some of the skills that we need in community colleges that exist outside of the industry?
Sure. So I think, number one, I think we've got to do just-in-time education. I think we need to provide those experiences, those activities, those support services to students when they need them at the time. I think we need to fully embrace competency-based education. If you can demonstrate mastery of the outcome, bang, you're done, move on, right? I think we need to understand that we're going to have a lifelong relationship with students. There's the myth that higher ed is 18 to 21, you have a great time, and then off you go. Stackable credentials that are industry valued, that are competency-based, are going to be a way of the future. If we don't know what the skill sets needed 5 years from now, we're never going to know what they're going to. So who's going to provide that?